I am getting through isolation mainly by having a 6-month-old baby.
I recommend crime fiction.
Just to escape into other worlds.
I think to stay sane, we all need to do a kitchen disco.
So my trick for isolation, well, it's not a trick actually, it's just something that I've been trying to get right for about 20 years. This is a piece of music and it all goes wrong here, and I can see my teenage handwriting saying, make safe. So I thought I'd just try and complete the task that I haven't done since I was about 17.
Obviously you have to watch the news, but I've just been listening to a lot of Bob Marley. I've been watching The Trip to Italy. I've been watching old episodes of Cheers and reading a book about Ronald Reagan and Lyndon Johnson in the 1960s.
Listen to an album you love, Blood in the Tracks, Bob Dylan. Read a good book, can't recommend this enough, The Narrow Land. Try and speak to someone else every day, either on the phone or shout out your window or something. And if you're with your family, learn patience. I'm trying to do that.
My one big tip during the corona crisis is to use any talents at your disposal to try and lift other people's spirits. I've been doing a few live gigs on the internet, which I think my fans enjoy.
This is it now.
I've been making lots of phone calls. People don't use phones to chat anymore. Everyone's too busy. So I've had a good catch up with lots of people. Maybe coronavirus will lead to a renaissance of the phone call. Yay.
Nothing like a baby to give you a sense of routine. And routine, I think, is key. That is a big part of getting through all this, to have structure. So if you can't get a 6-month-old baby, and I don't advocate stealing one, obviously, try and get some structure. That helps.
Wholesome things.
I have retreated to my bathroom.
This one, as you can see, is the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Dedicate it to a book.
Try and do something to help others.
I hope everyone's coping well.
My tip for lockdown is don't put too much pressure on yourself. It is important to stick in a routine, but if you just feel like you can't and you just want to spend a day on the sofa, then do you know what? That's okay too.
I'm currently trying to shore up my sanity by muting all writers and creatives on social media who don't have kids, constantly tweeting about all the things they're doing to procrastinate from their work.
Put on the music loud, blast it for 10, 15 minutes and just dance like no one's watching, because no one is.
To get through these weeks, try and read a book. A long book, the sort of book that you always hope that you'd read and you never quite manage it. I am trying to get through John Kay and Mervyn King's book on radical uncertainty, quite apt. And if I finish that, I'm going to read Dermot McCulloch's book on Thomas Cromwell.
Crime fiction takes our feelings of confusion, panic and sheer rage, and it shapes them into a satisfying story. It consoles us with the idea that evil is locatable, that ultimately, after all the questions, one person can be blamed and that justice can be done. So for me, there's nothing better than a savage murder novel to get me through this particular crisis.
And my top tips for surviving the quarantine are regular exercise, a daily routine, and dismantling the patriarchy.
Hi everybody, Mark Bright here, former professional footballer. These are testing times for us all. So what do? Try and do a little bit of exercise. Get out, do a power walk, get on the bike, do a jog. Try and eat healthily, that's more important as well. Look after yourself. Do a bit of housework, and if all else fails, there must be a book somewhere that somebody bought you as a present and you never got round to reading. Well, now is the time. Shameless, Mark, shameless.
Finally, my big tip is do something you love. I love baking, and as you see, I've been baking that fiend.
And then we go on. So it's that middle bit that I just need to get right.